What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor. I'll be your host for today's live stream, and we just saw our first leverage flush out on altcoins in a while. Hope you're all right. Hope you didn't get destroyed by this leverage flush out. This is an example of why it's so crucial to have very good entries if you're trading with leverage. Nonetheless, let's get into this live stream. Shout out to everyone in the live chat nice and early today. Appreciate all of you guys being here. We got Johnny G, we got Harry, we got Nico Dem, we got D'Angelo. What's going on, D'Angelo? And we got Jonas, Neon, Frankie, Raphael, as well as MMM. What's going on, guys? I'll get to the questions in a moment. For now, let's go over what just happened. Well, Bitcoin really didn't budge much. Go look at BTC. By the way, Aptos, pretty funny with this wick directly to that level. We'll get into that in a second. But no money was lost, which is cool. Anyways, looking at Bitcoin at the moment. So, Bitcoin really didn't flinch too much. Looking at our chart, we have our range low down here at $90,000. Bitcoin wicked down to $93,850 basically. All right, so it came down 60% from the range high, essentially. Really not that much of a move, but the real damage was caused on alts. Here's Ethereum on its 4-hour, came all the way down to 3,500 from being at 4,000. So quite a steep decline in a pretty short amount of time. 12.6%. Right, Solana, pretty big flush out, but if you look at some of these alts, right, Render, reset totally back down to $7.60. Tau reset totally to $4.85. So what is this? This is just a leverage flush out. This was punishment to all the late longs. Everyone who started feeling FOMO at the end of last week or over the weekend and entered any trade either got stopped out, or, I mean, obviously, if you closed out before this happened, you're perfectly fine. But anyone holding any longs that they entered over the weekend or just to start this week, they've just been stopped or liquidated, basically. So total leverage flush out across the board. Looking at CoinGlass, you can see in the last 4 hours, $1 billion was liquidated on the long side. So that means everyone who is long, or not everyone, but the majority of people who are long did just get liquidated. If they did not have a precise entry, or if they didn't understand position sizing relative to their account size, right? If you don't have enough margin to cover, you will get liquidated. Let this be a lesson. Hope this didn't happen. But here's a funny tweet that I thought I would share with you. So this tweet's from CRG, and he says, "If you lost money today, don't forget to blame someone else. It's never your fault. LOL." I mean, there's a huge problem with nobody ever taking accountability for their actions in crypto. Don't be that guy. If you did lose money on this liquidation flush out, one, use it as a lesson. Understand you must have precise entries whenever you trade with leverage. That's a golden ironclad rule. And that's why I'm quite selective with my trades. And yeah, let it be a major, major lesson. So anyways, again, $1 billion liquidated on the long side. And in the past 24 hours, basically $1.5 billion has been liquidated on the long side. So again, all of your late longers from over the weekend to start this week just got flushed out. More likely than not, we will resume the uptrend now. All right. I haven't lost any sense of bullishness. Why? Well, Bitcoin hasn't lost any key levels whatsoever. Shout out to Heavy Chevys with the $10 super chat, my man. He said, "It's just paper, buy more." Yeah, I agree. I think we are going to resume the uptrend from here. Now with Bitcoin, we do have this nice liquidation wick down to 93,800, 93,900. So typically what will happen with these wicks is they usually get filled or partially filled, and then we start to resume. Right? But typically we'll see some kind of double bottom, and this is more punishment for the late longers. All right, because altcoins are also going to drop back down likely to their lows or close to their lows again. So anyone who thinks that it's all over and now they just long here thinking they'll be fine, Typically, the market makers will go hunt those stops and then actually resume the trend higher. So keep an eye out for Bitcoin filling the wick down to around 93K. And then we are looking for the resume. We're looking to resume the uptrend, basically. And here it's happening in real time. Bitcoin going back down right now to go ahead and test this wick low. Now remember, on the higher time frames, the market structure for Bitcoin is perfectly intact. We're still just trading in this range. There's no loss of any critical market structure. What would that look like? Right? What would it look like to lose some critical market structure? Well, for one, it would certainly be a daily candle close below down here at this orange line at around 89,000. Some people might have it over here at 88K. $89,000. That's our like must hold line in the sand level for our kind of uptrend at the moment. Bull market, you could say, really. Because we want Bitcoin to stay in an aggressive uptrend. It can range all it wants. That's fine. We just don't want to see it do this and lose this key level. As long as that doesn't happen, everything is fine. There's really no reason to stress out or worry. And if you're holding spot, you literally have nothing to worry about whatsoever, in my opinion. I don't think the market has topped. I do believe we are, like I was saying yesterday in yesterday's live stream, I do believe we are about to enter a period of around 1 to 3 months of major altcoin outperformance, and Bitcoin hasn't lost any key levels. So if you're feeling stressed and you're freaking out for whatever reason, I would say to take a deep breath and look at the Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame. There's literally nothing to worry about right now. Literally nothing. All right? So hope that's all crystal clear. Now looking at our crypto bubbles, the top 100, well, it's a sea of red today. It's not just only a sea of red. Every coin is minus 20% basically. All right, so again, the damage wasn't done on Bitcoin. The damage was done on altcoins. But being that Bitcoin hasn't lost any major levels, there's really nothing to worry about again. This was just a leverage flush out. So if we look at things like stablecoin dominance, you can see the inverse correlation play out in real time. Stablecoin dominance goes up, altcoin prices go down. And this was super obvious in hindsight, actually. Maybe I did have my bull goggles on a little bit too much. However, again, this move only really happened on altcoins. Bitcoin really wasn't damaged per se. But anyways, here's stablecoin dominance with a big bounce, just showing you that there's a direct correlation. When this goes up, altcoins will go down. And then Bitcoin dominance as well, right? Whenever the market's bearish, Bitcoin dominance and stablecoin dominance, they will rise. And here's others dominance basically losing a ton of value. Being that altcoins, again, just got smoked and they're still down like 20% on the day. So all in all, really wasn't that bad, but I know it was probably really, really bad for people out there who were over leveraged or didn't have good entries or didn't have enough margin in their account. So they got liquidated. If that happened, I'm sorry to hear that, but make sure it doesn't happen again. You don't need leverage to make life-changing money in crypto. I think people get sucked into the whole social media, flexing off your P&L, showing your six-figure profits. That's all cool. That's great. But it's very kind of, it causes some stir of emotions in a lot of people who feel like they should be having that when they don't. So they lever up and then they get wrecked like this. Hope that didn't happen to you. But again, if it did, you got to take it as a lesson, right? Because this is the game. This happens literally all the time. If you're new, welcome. But this happens literally all the time. All right, I've seen it a lot throughout the years over in crypto now. So that is the market update. Let's see what you guys are saying over here in the live chat. Johnny G says, closed my longs literally before the flash crash. Printed on Pepe. Thanks, Sensei. No problem, Johnny G. And yeah, Pepe right now is actually still active. We can go look at that. And so Pepe's been breaking out. It's been like the strongest altcoin in the market, basically. So similar to Bitcoin, it kind of barely flinched on this drop. And with an entry down here in demand at the bottom of the range, you don't have to worry about getting destroyed, basically. That's why good entries are just so important. Now, Aptos, on the other hand, if you're in spot, I mean, you got to hold on to this, obviously. I would probably recommend to buy more Aptos if you took this trade. Spot. Now, if you were in leverage, obviously, you would have gotten stopped. Ideally, you would have moved the stop loss to break even so you didn't lose any money, right? I know that's my situation. Hopefully that was yours as well if you were following or tailing this trade. But being that the entry, again, was in such a good level, right? Down here, the bottom of the range, your risk is tight. Your risk is low. If you would have taken a long over the weekend, you would have gotten blown out, completely blown out. So again, take it as a lesson. Only enter trades when you're at the most opportune risk reward levels, or you will get blown out. Let it be a lesson. And then STX as well is still looking very good. We'll go look at stacks here, still long STX as well. But yeah, overall for me personally, really not bad, but I know people got destroyed by this, so I hate to hear it and use it as a lesson. Anyways, Nico Dem says, hey, what's up? Beautiful dump. Question about AI fun. How do you think a little step back to 3 cents and go up, or maybe going deeper? So listen, AI fun has this is what I would classify as a trade. And if you say got in before Thanksgiving when it was down here at like a 2, 3, or even a $1 million market cap, and you caught this move, you would have ideally taken significant profits right at this point. Can this keep going up? Maybe, but at the same time, I have very little conviction in AI fun. Right, it gets shilled by Banter and like Chassis and his crew. I mean, these guys are like the bull market hawks, right? They're the top of the food chain, and they love bull markets basically because there's just volume and people are FOMOing into stuff so they can push this kind of shit. So yeah, I have zero conviction in this project. Now, could it keep going up because of the whole AI agent narrative? You know, sure it can. But overall, I mean, at this moment in time, being that it went from 1 million up here to 40 million in a few days, I don't really have much conviction in this. I really don't know what else to say. But there is a fair value gap here. So yeah, maybe you do go fill this fair value gap on the daily time frame around $8 million in market cap. And you know, if you want to buy this coin, I would look to buy it at these levels or lower. Anyways, hope that helps Nico Dem. And D'Angelo says, so many people want to sell as soon as the red is shown across the board, but I'm holding for the long term and locking in. Hope you're well. Thank you, D'Angelo. I am doing very well. And yeah, you have the right mindset. Again, you don't need to touch leverage to make a lot of money in crypto. I know, personally speaking. You know, my biggest wins ever have just been spot positions, holding them. So yeah, I agree with you, D'Angelo. If you're locked in and you have, you know, spot bags, this is just nothing to worry about whatsoever. And let's see, D'Angelo also says, buying the dip is running to the action when others want to run away. Exactly. Going back to Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy. There was certainly a lot of greed up here with Bitcoin at 100K. Altcoins all look like they wanted to go, you know, break major resistance levels, but hey, they got rejected. And now after the rejection, people are scared and ready to pack it all up. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it at all. You got to be greedy when these others are fearful. And let's see, Harry says, I'm sure this will be the first of many. Welcome to the ride for the noobs, indeed, for sure. What's going on, Jonas? And Neon says, bro, how much worse can the prices get in Doge and Brett? Let's take a look at Doge and Brett. That's funny. Again, looking at Doge, just pulling it up now, you know, it's barely a scratch. It's really just barely a scratch here on Doge. And it just kind of retested this demand zone here. So that probably was the worst of it for Doge. I really don't see it getting worse from here unless it just wants to go grab all the liquidity down here at 34 cents, which would make a lot of sense, and then resume its uptrend. But yeah, I mean, barely a flesh wound, I would say, here on Doge. Looking at the daily time frame candle, 10%, and it's already up, 70% or whatever, recovered. So really not too bad. I don't really see it getting much worse on Dogecoin. If it is going to fill the wick, well, maybe you'll get an opportunity again in the high 30s or low 30s. And then on Brett, so total reset across the board, total leverage wipeout, flush out. So again, utilizing just key level supply and demand zones. Well, we can go through a ton of altcoin charts in this live stream today, and I can show you guys how all of these wicks have just went to levels, bottom of demand zones basically. And this is why supply and demand is just so reliable. Just being able to spot these key levels is extremely reliable because it just allows you to have clarity. It's like, oh my God, this thing just dumped so hard. Well, I just pulled up the chart and it literally went directly to the bottom of my orange zone. I know that's a key level, and it's already bounced. So anyways, for Brett, similar situation. Maybe Bitcoin goes for a double bottom. If that's going to happen, Brett likely goes for a double bottom or fills this wick partially. So maybe you'll see it around 13.5 cents again, or maybe it goes lower than 13 briefly and then continues. But yeah, overall, really not too bad. Just a leverage wipeout, major leverage wipeout again. In the last 4 hours or so, we have seen $1.07 billion liquidated on the long side. And that just reset all funding across the board, reset the charts. So I'm bullish. I'm biased bullish to the upside right now. Let's see. MMM. Thoughts on CTO Shiro. Nero whale is accumulating. I've never heard of Shiro. I don't really know what that is. No thoughts. I mean, ridiculous, right? This thing is 1 week old and it's at $326 million market cap. It might be some kind of Binance cabal. And if it is, and it's not a rug pull, well, this is the perfect entry now. Probably going to deviate and do something like this. Or if it's a rug, it's going to do this. But, if you're bullish on this for whatever reason, these are the levels where you want to be a buyer. All right, you want to buy that red fear. Anyways, MMM, I hope that helps, brother. Shout out to Putieria. Says hello, what's going on? We got Frankie finally on time. What's going on, Frankie? Recon Runner, what's going on, Recon Runner? Raphael says more pain coming. Again, maybe we fill the wick, but I'm biased bullish. I think we're going to resume the uptrend. Shout out to Mark Bass. Doles says buy. I concur. Shout out to Joseph Kuhn saying yo. What's up, Joseph? We got Gene. How are you, Gene? Bartland says nice discounts. What do you think about DEAI? Thank you. So DEAI is that coin. It's the AI coin that's under a lot of scrutiny at the moment because they're basically being accused of being a scamming team that has launched multiple scam rug pull projects in the past. They've utilized the DEAI Twitter account to promote them in the past and then delete the tweets, after it launches in rugs. So there is a lot of sketchy things going on with DEAI. Now, the reason that I never have included this in one of my videos or bought it myself was because of the anonymous team. Also the fact that they pay everyone. Right? If you go look on Twitter, every account, not everyone, because some people just get caught up in the bullishness and they feel like they're sharing alpha if they talk about it because it's like a consensus. It was a consensus pick at least before the major FUD happened, right? So not everyone was taking payment from DEAI, but I would say probably 80 to 90% of the influencers talking about it on Twitter were getting paid for it. So there's major conflicts of interest everywhere with this coin, and the FUD is a bit different than something like, say, PAL, right? Or something like Rio, which had a FUD event not too long ago over here to cause this drop, or something like ATOR, which remember when it got listed on KuCoin, and this happened in November last year, right? It dropped from $2 basically to 40 cents. Now with DEAI, it is a bit different because those other FUD events, say with PAL or Rio, they happened because there was a proposed change of tokenomics. With DEAI, the FUD is happening because the team is essentially trying to prove that they're not fraudulent. So it's kind of trying to compare apples to oranges when you're saying, or if people out there are saying, look at what just happened to PAL and they recovered. It is a different situation. All right. Now, again, someone who's not involved with this project, 01 Labs DEAI, I have a neutral stance. I don't want to see people get destroyed, so I hope it recovers. At the same time, we've seen coins like OPSEC. Okay? Coins like OPSEC, it was a huge Ponzi scam. They paid Alex Becker talking about it on his channel. I think Alex Becker also talking about DEAI. I might be mistaken. I don't really watch him. But anyways, a lot of big influencers. Alex Becker takes minimum 6 figures to talk about a coin or partner with a coin. Like, that guy's talking about bull market hawks and top of the food chain. Becker shows up in the bull run and just takes payment all day long. I mean, rightfully so. He built that audience. He built his platform. But anyways, getting back to my point here with DEAI. Remember OPSEC. When the bull market happens, it's like the California gold rush all over again. It attracts the worst of the worst, the bottom of the barrel, all coming to just exploit people's emotions and how bullish they are. OPSEC got caught launching 3 AI projects. Might have been more, might have been less. I'm pretty sure it was 3 though. They were all scams. It still managed to run like 200x, but literally the same anonymous team. They're obviously smart. They know what to say. They know what to write for their copy and their tweets and on their website, right? They're not stupid. They're very sophisticated scammers. But they launched 3 projects and they all basically rugged. So anyways, I don't trust DEAI. I'll say that. I don't trust it. I know that might break a lot of people's hearts because they're holding this coin and they're praying it comes back or something like that. I just don't trust it. The AI niche is saturated with LARPing garbage projects, totally saturated with them. So there's a good chance that DEAI is another one of these LARPing projects. Maybe it's not, and maybe it recovers, but I've seen it too much, especially the OPSEC situation. It was literally everything was completely made up. They made up everything. They even took like a video of their storage center with their mining rigs or whatever, their GPUs, and they got caught by ZachXBT because it wasn't even their like data center, right? Social media allows you to manufacture certain narratives and make things look a certain way. So anyways, my situation, my take on DEAI, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I hope it recovers for everyone who bought into it, especially everyone who bought into it late. On that last kind of round of the influencer tweets going out when it crossed over $1, they're all saying it's about to fly. People get FOMO, and then this happens. It's brutal. I've been caught in the tail end of this stuff before on other projects. So I know how it feels, and you basically just get used. It's a very horrible feeling, and you lose a ton of money. So again, I hope it comes back for everyone who is in DEAI, but I do not trust it whatsoever, and I'm not going to buy the FUD on this coin. I'm just not. I like my AI coins. I think I have really, really good AI coins. Coins like Tau and Cubic, I think, are going to perform extremely well. So I have no reason to go buy DEAI when I'm very confident in the AI coins I already hold. So a bit of a long answer for that question, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Like, study OPSEC. Study what happened with OPSEC and how well they were able to maintain that for so long and keep it going. People lose all sense of reality in bull markets. All sense of reality is lost. So that's how they're able to get away so long completely LARPing and making up everything about their project. Anyways, that's my take on DEAI. Let's see. Brian Wild says, I wish I had more cash. I mean, everyone probably says that right now. Everyone's saying that. Just be grateful for what you do have and think ahead. Anyway, Daniel says, perfect dip to send part of the remaining USDT. I have a set buy order on Tau at 550. Do you think it can hit? Well, Tau just went to like 480. 550, yeah, it can. Again, there's a good chance Bitcoin fills the wick. And with that, there's a good chance coins like Tau fill the wick too. So if the wick gets filled, your 550 limit order, it will just get hit basically. I think, so this is the spot chart. The spot chart low is $550. If we look at the futures or the perpetual chart, where is it? The low is $485 on Bybit. What is it on Binance? Let's find out. On Binance, the low is $496. So all these prices were different. So basically, each exchange ended up putting in a different low, just based off their users' liquidation levels, basically. It was just a very wide liquidation flush out, and the exchanges just, took back a lot of money that they were giving out to everyone winning during this period, say. Welcome to the game. But anyways, will that get hit at 550? If the wick gets filled, yeah, there's a good chance it does. Richie says, someone hold me, my alts got wrecked. Richie, what are you in, man? And when did you buy them, right? Like, that's the most important thing. This is why entries are so important. And this is also as well, like, why I've been saying, like, we're late and stuff like that. Like, this is why this stuff always does happen. And this is why buying higher than where we were, say, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, it just leads to very different outcomes. But anyways, Richie, don't feel like you need to be held, man. It's gonna be all right, especially if you're in spot. I think if you're in spot, you have like literally nothing to worry about. Shout out to Live and Local. He says, hit the likes. What's going on, Live and Local? How are you? Furbo Carbo says, finally catching a live. Good to have you. Skip says, Moonboy YouTubers got newbies wrecked. I mean, that's typically how it goes. Anyone who is overly bullish there, everything just got reset. So yeah, nice grounding event to bring everyone back to reality, I would say. When will this stop? I think it's going to stop soon. Again, my bias is bullish. If we look at Bitcoin, I know a lot of people have joined this stream in the last few minutes, didn't see my Bitcoin analysis, but really it was only altcoins that got wrecked here. Again, for Bitcoin, our major level is at 89, 88,000 down here. As long as we don't have daily candle closes below this, there's zero reason to stress out about anything. Bitcoin's just in this range. This is a big range it's trading in. No market structure was broken. No key levels were lost. There's really zero reason to panic. All that happened was late longs got flushed out. Welcome to the bull market, kiddo. That's basically what the market makers just said, right? So when will this stop? I mean, I think sooner rather than later, personally. If Bitcoin is to lose 89K and have a daily close below it, then I'll freak out. But there's no reason to freak out now. There's literally nothing going on Bitcoin. Altcoins got wrecked. Anyways, Frankie says, people have already buy order limits with leverage that will open the path for new buys. So yeah, going back to what I just said, there's also, it just happened in this last 15 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. So big flush, you immediately recover that lost ground. Again, typically the wick gets filled, or at least partially filled. This just got partially filled. I'll show you. I literally posted like a few minutes before the live stream. So I said these liquidation wicks typically get filled or partially filled before resuming the uptrend. Retest the bottom, same with altcoins, and then go up. Why does that happen? Because people long late again. They don't long down here. They end up longing up here. So the market makers see that. They're going to scare everyone out by wicking it back down, filling this wick, either fully, sweeping the low, or partially like this, and then resume. So this could have been it, right? This could have been it here. Nice little tweezer candle formation on the 15-minute time frame. That very well just could have been the low. 30-minute, even better tweezer bottom there. Say I'm bullish, probably over soon. Jonathan Salvador says, thoughts on Turbo? All right. So like many alts, the whole Coinbase listing pump has just been erased. It went right to the origin of the pump in a rally-based rally demand zone. So thoughts on Turbo? Looks fine. So you just had that leverage flush out, and it also went directly to the 4-hour 200 EMA just there. So again, watch for the wick to maybe get filled. If that happens, it would just be a sweep of Monday's low. And then ideally you reclaim that Monday low and then you start to uptrend again. But leverage just got flushed out. If you want, you can give it some time to settle, or you can set limit orders near Monday's low, and you'll probably be all right. Tight stop too. It's a good entry down there. Let's see. Divyam says, I'm down on a lot of my currencies. Every indicator left the chat. What is going on? When will it come back? I'm not sure what your question is there. Divyam. I'm going to move on. Benjamin says, what's up, Connor? Hope you're good. Good luck with the live. Watch it tomorrow. Thoughts on AI or A8. So A8, gaming coin on Coinbase. And as you can see, it is on Coinbase. It is also, if you look at the contract address, they have their own chain. But this one was a sleeper basically, and it's not a sleeper anymore. So thoughts on A8? Well, you're about to essentially, you have broken the listing candle high. This thing a few days ago was an undervalued gem, and it's really not anymore. You can still probably do well with it, but it's taken off basically. It's gone from 7 cents to 34 cents in a week. So I don't really recommend to FOMO after this green. Chart looks great. All right, this is the stuff that everyone should be looking for. And this chart basically reminds me of something like AI Fund before it pumped. Guys, if you do anything, look for charts with this type of accumulation pattern, right? And when you find them, ask me about them here on the stream, please. So right, if we have hundreds of people looking for these charts of the accumulation pattern, we're going to be able to find them. All right, but anyways, whenever you see a chart with this formation, here's AI Fund, here's A8 before the pump. All right, we're going to go like this, right? Here's A8 before the pump. This is the stuff that's always, the best opportunity essentially. It's still in the accumulation range. It's being slept on. Again, this one's already broken out. Gaming project, already on Coinbase, new as well. So it's got a lot of good things going for it. But anyways, back to the hunt, guys. If you spot a chart that has the accumulation pattern like this here, or something like AI Fund, or something like Doge Gov before the election, I'll show you that right now. Right, here's Doge Gov before the election, like this. Ask me about it on stream. Let me know about it, because listen, this is how you're going to make the most money, especially if you're only trading spot or buying things spot. You need to look for the things in the accumulation before they take off. The question here was about A8, and it's taken off now. So I don't recommend to chase it. It probably will correct at some point in time. All right, so we can mark out some zones like here at 25 cents. and just be ready for if it comes back down into these levels. But yeah, I don't recommend chasing after it. What I recommend is to look, scan, study, dig deep, and find the charts that look like this before the breakout, that look like this before the breakout, that look like this before the breakout. What is this stupid chart? That look like this before the breakout. Right? Stuff like this. This is the stuff you guys should be interested in buying. The very clean, basic accumulation pattern. Okay? Anyways, that's my thoughts on A8. Shout out to Silvadala. What's going on? Straight Crypto says, man, I was in SD and we were doing great. Got up to 180. We just dumped to 103. It was heartbreaking. LOL. That's pretty funny. So Stater SD. So yeah, 176 down here to $1. You're already back to 112. I mean, no market structure was lost on this coin. You can see, right, it didn't take out any lows, just kind of retested the support resistance flip at the yearly open. So it still looks fine. However, I do see the triple top, right? I do see this sticking out at me. 1, 2, 3. You also do have some bearish div here. So here's how these work. Again, we've talked about this at length here on streams, but you'll see this a lot in the bull market, the triple top, bearish divergence. Now, these are invalidated quite easily in a bull run, or if the asset is in an aggressive uptrend. So if this is going to stay in an aggressive uptrend, it comes to support, that's the move down, and then it resumes. But if it's going to play out, you likely will see a breakdown. And maybe if that happens, you'll see Stater come down here to 60 cents. This level probably will get hit at some point in time on Stater. 60 cents to 45 cents. Daily time frame demands. Look for that. We got a super chat, though, from Jim Phelan, $7.99, but his message was retracted. So I'm not sure, Jim, what you're looking for, but I do appreciate your super chat. Shout out to Kylo the dog with the super chat, $1.99, and it's a laptop that says work. And that's what we're doing, Kylo. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate your support. And Eric A with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Eric. He says, add to which position today? Still up on all. Sol, XRP, or AVAX? Interesting choices there. Sol, XRP, or AVAX. So Sol at 217. Let me look at these charts. XRP at 220. Out of the three, I would say Solana, just based off of kind of the coin I think will perform the best. Solana is your safest option, I would say. Even though it is a CIA coin, all that stuff, still your safest option. So let's just look at market structure, though. This is AVAX on the weekly time frame. Really no market structure whatsoever was lost here. All right, 27.5% move down from the high over there at $55. And all it did was just come down and retest this level at 41 that I've had marked, and it also tested the 4-hour 200 EMA. So if you believe that we're in a bull run, Eric, which I do believe, then I think you'll be fine buying any one of those three. AVAX doesn't look bad on the chart. The reason I say that is, it did come directly to one of my marked lines, whereas the other two, not exactly. But anyway, Solana tested 202. I would say AVAX or Sol, but that's your call to make, Eric. Your money on the line. I don't give financial advice. XRP's run is done. I kind of feel the same way, which is why I'm saying AVAX or Sol. N. I agree with you, N. But hey, I could be wrong. Who knows? But yeah, I would say AVAX or Sol. Anyways, we got a $5 super chat from Omar. Thank you, Omar. He says, could you look into HEU, AI token that launched today? Sure, we can do that. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Omar. So I've never heard of this coin and it launched today. So we're going to see if this is a LARP or not. Or we're going to try to do our best to see if this is a LARP or not. All right, so this one launched yesterday at 10 p.m. at night. All right, so it's not even 24 hours old. Market cap, 21 mil. Chart looks healthy. All right, no insane parabolic pump out of the gate. It launched. It's now stabilized. It's forming a range. And your range low is here at 16.7 million. All right, so we'll start with that. Let's see if are there taxes. All right, there's no taxes. That's great. Usually with these AI projects, they'll have like 5 buy-sell taxes. You don't want to see that. Contract isn't renounced, but I mean, that's probably for a reason. Shout out OB1, shout out Millie. I'll get to your super chats in a moment, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the super chats. All right, decentralized AI as a service cloud. So again, going back to what I was saying earlier, somebody asked me about what I thought of DEAI. AI is the #1 narrative in crypto. People love crypto AI. People are investing in crypto AI like crazy. They're throwing money at it. It's very easy for a project to pop up and essentially LARP as a legitimate thing. I'm not going to do a full deep dive right now on this coin, but obviously I am somewhat skeptical. However, I like how it's on base. Again, the chart is good. I need to look into this off stream. But if you're looking for like a good entry or something like that, again, your range lows, be patient. If you see it come down here like sub 20 million market cap, that's probably going to be a really good buy. If this range is going to hold, which it likely does. All right, so just going purely off of TA, look to buy the blood down here, sub 20 million market cap. Shout out to OB1 saying, yo, M, can you look at Morpho, looking for good entry on this dip? Sure. All right, so Morpho, look at Boda with the ads here. So you're just retesting that listing candle high right now, Obi-Wan. It's really a matter of this is a level for sure. 100% it is. It's a matter of whether or not it wants to come down to this low. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a fib and we're going to get some exact price levels. All right, so I would say your entry on this coin is going to be between 250 million market cap and 214 at your golden pocket down here. All right, you should look for something like this. So we're going to utilize our second lower green zone here, which is an actual demand zone and not just the listing candle high. All right, I'm going to say that's a more reliable level. Look for it to come down 250 to like 217 million market cap. And look for your entry in this green zone, Obi-Wan. And Millie, thank you for that $1 super chat, but I'm not sure if there was a question. Let's see. Millie says, oops, that was an accident. LMAO, turn that 1,000 into turn that 1 into 1,000 though. Well, Millie, I appreciate your generosity. Thank you for that $1 super chat, even if it was a complete accident. Somebody says, why would XRP be done? So there's a good chance that it will continue to perform, but at least it's going to do what Doge has been doing. It needs to cool off is basically what I think. Could it keep on going straight up in a only green line? Sure it could, but it's never that easy. Usually what you'll see is a period of consolidation. Look at Dogecoin. Look at this period of consolidation. It went straight up, but now for the last 30 days, let me make sure that's accurate. For the last 27 days, it hasn't budged. It's been in a sideways range. All right, so I think XRP is probably due for a consolidation period. If you look at the market cap, it is $126.5 billion. No, sorry. Yeah, 126 billion. It added like 100 billion or something like that in a very short amount of time. I would say, if anything, it's probably going to consolidate. It could consolidate like Doge for a month straight. And then likely it's going to resume, but I think it just needs to cool off. So it's what I'm saying, it's done for now, basically. Shout out to everyone here in our live chat, guys. Smash up that like button. I can see we have 600 live viewers and less than 100 likes. That's pretty weak. Go ahead and smash up that like button. Let's see. Spiro says it's a pullback. Minor setback for a major comeback. We're in a super cycle. Paper hands out here, man. We just started the bull cycle. A lot of people got liquidated today. Spiro, yeah. That's right along the lines of exactly what I've been saying here this stream. Again, we just saw $1 billion. We're up to basically $1.1 billion liquidated on the long side within the last 4 hours. So basically, since the huge liquidation candle happened, $1 billion wiped out on the long side. $1 billion is a lot of money, especially that's mostly retail, traders trading on Bybit or Binance or Bitget, whatever, on their leverage margin accounts. $1 billion, so quite a bit. With that, Bitcoin lost zero market structure. Bitcoin is still holding its bullish market structure. If that is to change, it would have to have a daily candle close below my line over here, 89,000. And we're very far off that. So I'm not worried at all. I understand, being that I've been in this market for a long time. I've seen these leverage flush outs happen all the time. And usually what happens again is the wick gets filled to get the late longs out. Everyone who was scared to buy here, that longed up here, well, usually you're going to see a retest, and then you're going to resume the strong uptrend. That's what I see happening. If we come down to 89K and break it, I'll flip bearish, but I don't see that happening right now. Shout out to Britboy. He says, thanks for the stream, Connor. You're the man. No worries, Britboy. I appreciate your support. A lot of people asking about Oasis Rose. So we'll look at Oasis Rose. And there is your flush out on the 4 hour. All right, so notice, right, directly. Here's the price on January 1st, 2024 over here. This is your yearly open. All right. It was the rejection point in June over the summer, and it was the rejection point a few days ago on December 7th. All right. So you just rejected off of the yearly open, and now we have the liquidation candle. Now, again, I'm bullish. I still think we're in the bull market. I don't think this is over at all. I see this as a short-term leverage flush out before resuming up only. All right, so Rose, a pretty nasty candle. There's no denying that. Nasty flush. So swept the previous week low here. It already partially filled its initial wick. And if I had to guess, it's probably a 50%. All right, more like a 61.8 golden pocket. But anyways, thoughts on Rose. There's really nothing to worry about, I think. If you're holding this coin because you have conviction in it and you think it's going to go a lot higher and you have spot, like there's nothing to be done other than maybe you want to average down if you bought the top. But it was just a leverage flush out. Swept the previous week low, came down here in this demand zone. Same plan. You're either going to sweep the Monday low and reclaim, or likely go up from here, or maybe you just chop around a while and then go up. But I'm not seeing a major breakdown and a visit of bear market prices again. In my lens, in my view, we're in a bull run. We're in an aggressive uptrend. In these aggressive uptrends, we know there's going to be leverage flush outs. We know that Bitcoin can drop 30% in bull markets and remain bullish. Don't believe me? Well, look at what has happened in previous cycles. Right on the way up, it's pretty routine. We see here's a drop 16%, not really too bad. This drop last cycle in 2021, 25%, 26%. 2017, multiple 30% crashes on the way up in this parabolic trend. This was a 40% drop. So the road to the top isn't easy, is what I'm trying to say. Don't get shaken out. Nice reset, leverage flush out on Rose. Nothing to worry about. If you were on leverage and you belong the top, well, welcome to the show. Use it as a lesson, but I wouldn't stress it all. Again, if you think we are in a bull run, going into the year after the Bitcoin halving, Donald Trump about to become president, about to be inaugurated, talking about making a strategic Bitcoin reserve, all these other countries talking about buying Bitcoin. If you think we're in a bull market, this is literally just like a nice golden opportunity laid to you on a silver platter. I'll share with you what I shared today in the mastermind about Cubic. And this is like applicable across the board. Now, I posted this at 2:05 p.m. So this was actually before the huge flush out. And if we look at Cubic here. So what I said, I don't see the market breaking down here. Cubic is at the bottom of its consolidation range and in a higher time frame demand zone that was formed on the run up. It may deviate the low, but in an uptrend, get used to buying the red. It is how you will win the most during this mania phase. Don't FOMO green candles. Get comfortable with buying the sell-offs while people fear a further breakdown. I can literally end the live stream because that's all that needs to be said right now. Get comfortable with buying the sell-offs while people fear a further breakdown. And also, I said, it may deviate the low. Well, here it is. It came down to the low. It didn't even deviate it. It just made equal lows. This is bullish. This is very bullish. Any coin you're looking at, same rules apply here. If your coin, Cubic doesn't have leverage. You can't trade Cubic on leverage. So that's why you don't see this nasty wick. All those nasty wicks are from liquidations of people on leverage. All right, but all your on-chain plays, if they sold off, everything like that, this is all you need to know. Let me read it again. In an uptrend, get used to buying the red. It is how you will win the most during this mania phase. Don't FOMO green candles. Get comfortable with buying the sell-offs while people fear a further breakdown. I have the opinion that we're in a bull market. I don't see a further crazy breakdown here. We were just at bear market prices for all of 2024. Altcoins were literally at the stone cold bottom, many of them at the same prices they were in 2022 and 2023. All right. Either I'm completely wrong on my take on the market, or and we're going to go back to the bottom on these altcoins, or I'm right and we're in a bull market and we're going to go up from here. I'm staying bullish. I ain't selling shit. And that's just what I'm doing. But hey, be greedy when others are fearful. And there's no point in panicking right now. Let's see. What's going on here? Damn Daniel says, doesn't matter what you buy right now. Just ape in. No shit coins. Buy the red. That's it. Yeah, basically. That's basically it, man. Armando says, can you please chart AI fun? We looked at that at the beginning of the stream, Armando. I do recommend you to rewatch the replay afterwards, and you can see me chart AI fun. Insurance guy says, these noobs haven't seen anything yet. Let the streets run red. I like it. He says, exactly in regards to what I was just saying. Retracements happen. Learn to deal with it. This is crypto. Hold strong. You're right on the money, insurance guy. I completely agree with you, man. Completely agree with you. So we got a super chat, another one from Omar, my man Omar. Thank you for that $5 super chat. He says, is it smart to position myself in small, micro cap tokens in DeFi, AI, real world asset, science, decentralized science for this bull run? And what do you think about DeSci? So what I'm doing, I am positioned in small and mid, AI and real world asset coins. So I'm doing that, so I think that's probably not a bad idea. What do I think about DeSci, decentralized science? It's a new narrative. Brian Armstrong and CZ, they've hinted that they've liked it, and they got research going on. They're putting money into it. So it probably will be a thing this cycle again, or at least a little echo bubble like what we just saw. But for now, I haven't invested in any DeSci projects. But it is something to consider. I personally think if you pick at least one good AI coin, you'll reach all of your goals this bull market. Like, all you need is one solid AI coin to perform well. And obviously you have everything else in your portfolio. But if you only have that one standout stud winner, you'll probably be all right. I think I might have a few in my own portfolio. So I would say prioritize AI above everything else. I'm very bullish on AI. GPT protocol says institutions buying all your coins you dumped, basically. Everyone panic selling. It's the same thing. You guys remember what happened on August 5th? What should we use as the example for August 5th? I mean, we can pull up any altcoin. What should we pull up? Going through this list. I don't know. OP. Optimism OP. Again, this thing, because it's on leverage, the liquidation looks really, really bad. It's all leverage. Literally. Go look at something that doesn't have leverage like Cubic. It's really not bad. Anyways, let's go look at our daily time frame. So do you guys remember August 5th? I do. This was the scariest day in the market basically this year. That was the big flush out over the summer, and it marked the bottom for many altcoins. It was scary then. Everyone freaked out. A lot of people panic sold on this day, August 5th, right here. Look at the chart now. That was the exact bottom. I'm going to say it again. Get comfortable with buying the sell-offs while other people fear a further breakdown. Doesn't matter what coin you're looking at, right? Crypto is very kind of, what's the word to say, correlated with each other, right? Everything usually moves at the same time, whether up or down. The market just moves as one unit, typically. Sometimes there's outliers. But the bloodiest days are always the best opportunity. And this happened, this was the bottom of the bear market over the summer for altcoins. But now we've started an aggressive new uptrend. Bitcoin hit 100K. You know, altcoins have all broken out of their bear market ranges. Talking about bear market ranges, on Optimism OP, the perfect example. So look at the top of the range. Look at the support resistance flip. Support, support, resistance, resistance. I mean, really, we should be using our yellow dotted line. But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. This whole area can be classified as a support resistance flip. This liquidation flush out, right? Your support resistance flip at the bear market over here at $2 just got retested after breaking out. Breakout, retest. You probably are going to resume the uptrend now. The scariest days, the days of the biggest red sell-offs, are always the times of maximum opportunity, especially because we're not in a bear market right now. If we were in a bear market, it would be different. But we're not in a bear market. Bitcoin hasn't broken any key levels. Right? Bitcoin hasn't even broken its range low at 89,000. We're going to send from here. I'm bullish. I'm really bullish. Especially taking in all the emotions from you guys in the live chat as well. It's just making me more bullish, to be honest with you. It really is. Shout out Tom Crown. What's going on, my man? Good to see you. Shout out to you and your channel, guys. Go subscribe to Tom Crown. Does a lot of live trading. Does a lot of live streams. If you like my content, you'll probably like his too. So go give him a subscribe. Let's see. We got Jim Phelan asking me like crazy about based AI. We'll take a look at it. I don't want you to have a heart attack, Jim, so we'll take a look at it for you. All right. Again, going back to everything I just said. It's not bad at all. Being that based AI is not listed on any futures contracts, there's no leverage with this coin. The sell-off is very minimal compared to a lot of centralized exchange altcoins, for example, right? So what do you have? Well, I've had this level at 581, and you basically just sold off right to the level you bounced. It's also the monthly open for December. Again, you guys know my strategy. If you watch these streams, you know I like the monthly open. It's a good level to go off of, especially if we're going to have a start of the month sell-off or a start of the month pump. Come and retest the monthly. Remember, if this month is going to end green, here's the monthly candle so far. Well, if you think we're going to be bullish in December and we're going to have a Santa rally, which I think we will, and you're at the monthly open now, the only way it can really go until the monthly close at the end of December is up, right? Duh. So there should be no reason to stress out or freak out right now, especially when the coin isn't listed on futures and there's no leverage being traded, so it can't be essentially manipulated as much. Anyways, 33% drop from the high, retested the monthly open, also retested this, call it an order block, call it a demand zone, whatever you want to call it, it's there. It looks perfectly fine. And Based AI is a very solid coin as well, so this is probably a nice 30% dip if you were looking, like feeling FOMO at the top up here, and you're scared to buy here, you're doing it all backwards. We got Scorch888. He says, hi lads. Most guys don't understand that the sell-off is a bullish indicator. I agree. I agree with you, Scorch. I mean, I've kind of said that multiple times this stream, but I'm glad to hear it from you as well. Most guys just don't understand. The sell-off is a bullish indicator. It's called the spring. Sometimes, just sometimes, here's an example on Based AI. We'll get rid of all these drawings. But sometimes you just have to go down before you go up. The nature of the beast. Sometimes you got to go down before you go up. Again, I just seeing everyone's emotions here in this stream, I'm bullish, man. I love seeing the freakouts. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Too long, didn't read. Nothing to worry about. Shout out to WBK. What's going on, WB? Let's see. Kylo says ICX, XNA, if they bounce back, huge money potential. We got a super chat from Chatio88, my man Chatio. He says, any thoughts on Super Oracles? Let's look at the chart. As a project, it's definitely not like my favorite thing. However, you can't ignore the bullish chart. Okay? So, as an opportunist, we can recognize that it's in a bull flag structure after a massive breakout. And trading in a bull market really is quite simple. When you see a structure like this, you don't have to date it. You just have to trade it. You shouldn't hate it either. All right, so thoughts on Supra. Chart looks very, very good for continuation. So no leverage. Which is, oh, they do on Mex sees the, it's just a funny exchange, man. But anyways, no leverage on Bybit or any kind of legitimate exchange. So this is very bullish. I would say for Supra, current price, it looks great. If you do want to sweep Monday's low and further test some lower levels in the bull flag, that would be better entries, but there's a very strong chance this is going to result in a breakout to the upside of this bull flag. That's as clean as it gets. Very, very clean setup there. Anyways, hope that helps. Chatio88. And we got another one from Omar. He says, what are your top AI picks? How do you evaluate them? Could you look at Ring AI? Well, how do I evaluate them? I mean, I suggest you go read the free ebook for kind of my full evaluation plan. My top picks are going to be coins like BitTensor Tau, coins like Cubic, OXO is up there. I got a bag of ORT. Anyways, Ring AI. I've heard of this before. How come it doesn't show up here in Deck Screener? That's interesting. All right, so pretty brutal. Wow, what's going on? I'm not sure what's wrong with this chart. I'm not sure why it doesn't show up in CoinGecko when I search it or Deck Screener. It only shows up in Gecko Terminal, $64 in liquidity. So I'm not really sure, Omar, about Ring AI, what to say about this coin, or where to get proper information and metrics about it. And Reaper, can you check mode? All right, so mode, just zoomed out. Again, there's that accumulation. Remember what I was saying, guys? We want to buy the accumulation, right? If there's anything out there, if you guys are doing some research, looking through coins, and you come across anything that looks like this, be sure to ask me about it in the next live stream. I would love you for it. Why? Because these are the best charts to buy. You can see why. When the accumulation breaks, they fly. Anyways, this thing is looking very good. Very, very bullish chart. Your first red week after the accumulation link breakout, you've had 5 green weeks or 4 green weeks in a row, your first red week now. So, I mean, this thing is holding up strong. It's down 28% from the high a day ago, but all things considered, you know, your important level is going to be here at like 4 cents to 3.5 cents. So you haven't lost market structure just yet. And also your monthly open is down here as well at 3.6 cents. So for mode, I would say it likely is going to continue in this aggressive uptrend. You were just going sideways from August until November. You break out aggressively 3 weeks straight. You go up 336%. Now you have your first kind of dip. This is really the first dip since the breakout. So being that I think we're going to continue in this aggressive uptrend, the monthly open will probably be a very good level for an entry to try and catch that move higher. Keep tabs as well on the daily 200 EMA popping up on the chart here. And that's at 2.2 cents. All right. So these are your levels to look for basically if you want an entry on mode. If you did miss it over here in the accumulation, these are going to be your next best bets if given. But a very good looking chart. Omar, Ring AI on TradingView. Here we go. MEXC, cool. So again, this is probably a low market cap altcoin, probably super low. But you know, here's your accumulation. Breakout. Notice your range high. Right, notice the multiple rejections from this level at 6.4 cents. Multiple times since August, July, even happened in November before breaking out. So you're just retesting a breakout on Ring AI. Most guys don't understand that the breakout after, or the retest after the breakout is an amazing opportunity to buy. It's a shame most guys don't understand that, but there's a very high chance that this zone here, like this chart looks pretty good where it is currently. So 50% there, you know, just shy of the golden pocket. But yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good. Perfect test of your 4-hour 200 EMA as well. So I would say getting in this green zone is probably going to do you well. You know, given the fact that I think that this just broke out of its bear market accumulation for altcoins per se. Breakout, retest, continue the uptrend. Sometimes it doesn't continue right away. Sometimes it might want to go sideways for a while. But likely, this is a breakout, a retest, and you're going to continue the uptrend. Omar, hope that helps, my man. And another super chat from Jake Ewington. He said, can you check out Beast Games? It's bullish. I've never heard of Beast Games, actually. Let's see. Beast Games, $3.7 million market cap. Well, again, I'll just use this as another kind of lesson. Guys, if you spot any charts, ideally they're not meme coins, but they could be in some cases. But if you're doing any research and you spot charts that look like this, right, just obvious clear accumulations, that it has been in this aggressive uptrend, as you can see. However, the market cap is very tiny. So I actually, you know, I wouldn't even draw it like this. I would just put the bull flag on the chart, right? In a bull market, You still need to be precise with your entries and be able to see what's going on. But if you can spot the, we'll draw it like this. If you can spot the bull flags or the bull pennants or whatever, you have a very, very good edge in the bull market for trading. All right, so basically I had the trend line. People are going to say, oh, it broke the trend line, it's bearish now. No. Flag in, or the flag pull in. Now you're flagging, and it's likely going to lead to a further breakout higher. Simple stuff, quite simple. All right. This is a low market cap coin, so understand it won't take a lot of selling or buying to heavily move the price in a certain direction. Is this Mr. Beast's actual project? Or no, it's just a meme coin made off of the new thing, yeah. And it is a pump fund. All right, so extremely high risk degenerate coin here, Beast Games. The only reason I'm looking at it is because I was super chat asked. But yeah, I mean, I don't really like to look at these pump fund coins because 99.9% of them are just straight up rugs. But you have the bull flag, all right? So do look for the breakout of the bull flag on Beast Games. Jake Ewington, I hope that helps, my man. I hope it does. And a 199 super chat from Mac Mook. He says, can you look at ICP and DOT, please? Sure, we can do that. All right, so quite the coincidence. As soon as you get into the red supply zone, you dump. Pretty brutal sell-off, it looks like. Let's see. 31%, pretty standard. Right on this run up, it spent about a week here in this consolidation at $11. Breakout. You've now just come down and retested that previous consolidation. You know, I do label that as a rally-based rally demand zone, whatever you want to call it. You know, you should be able to spot that key level. Nonetheless, for ICP. So basically your first test of the yearly highs, even though the yearly highs is up here at 20 bucks, it made it to 15, which I also drew as the range high back over here at the start of the year, or in January. Yeah, the start of the year. Right. Notice I haven't looked at ICP or charted this, but look at my fib, right? Look at how it's set. A little bit of education for all you guys. If you go to template, it is set on the range measurement 50%. Which only gives me the 50% measurement of the range, and I create the high and low by attaching it to wicks, to anchor points. But it came directly to our range high here. Also the supply zone, dump, all right? So, I mean, in hindsight, that was extremely obvious. Nonetheless, because we're in a bull market and an uptrend, we do expect the resistance levels to break, but we understand they might take 1 or 2 tries or 3 tries in some cases to actually break through the resistance level. All right, and we have that here. First run up, rejection. Now, what we want to see is we want to see a bit of a reaccumulation and then another attack of the range high at $15 and a breakout and go test the yearly high up here at 21. So for ICP, likely this demand zone here from 1160 to 1030 is an area to bid. If lost, you have your quarterly open at $9, but that would cause another crazy liquidation cascade to get down there. So low probability that happens, but you know, keep an eye on that level. If it does hit, you know to buy. You planned well in advance. And then Polkadot. So I got to establish some ground rules here. I got like 500 people in the stream and many super chats coming in. So guys, I will answer 1 ticker per super chat. I don't want to be a bad guy or anything like that, but going forward after this one, if you ask me 2 to 5 different coins on a 199 super chat, I ain't a Dollar Tree. All right, I ain't the dollar store down the street. So, yeah, I'll answer 1 ticker basically is what I'm trying to say. So we'll look at Polkadot as well. Same exact chart as ICP, basically. I mean, same exact structure, 35% sell off. Right to your demand zone here at 750. That was already on the chart. So nice leverage flush out, basically. Also directly to your 50% measurement at 765. All right, so interesting stuff here across the board. Now again, given the fact that I think we're in a bull run, and coincidentally enough as well, in hindsight, like so obvious stuff, right? Look at our high from March, the March high, the yearly high for Polkadot, right here at 11 bucks. Look at this. What's the high? 11 bucks. Weekly 200 EMA, tested, rejected. In a bull market, these do get broken through. However, they take a few tries usually. First try, rejection. Now what we want to see is reaccumulation and another attack at $11. After that happens, maybe it'll take 3 tries. Maybe it gets rejected again, puts in a higher low, and then breaks out. Okay, but it likely will break out higher. This is just a leverage shakeout after an aggressive 1 month up only period. That's all. But yeah, DOT looks fine. Johnny Ape with a $9.99 super chat. He says, business on Ethereum, same deployer as SPX, growing rapidly. I'm in group chats and there's some big people getting in and haven't tweeted about it yet. Ooh, we got some secret alpha here from our boy Johnny Ape. So usually when I hear this type of stuff, it's way too late and there's way too many people in. And it usually just ends up being a total dud because everyone thinks they're getting all this alpha. All these influencers are going to tweet it. You got to get into it. But like 1,000 people just heard this and they all buy in. So typically, you think you're getting alpha, but you're actually like super late. In these situations, how Johnny worded that. Not an attack at you at all, Johnny. I'm just saying from personal experience. In the past, whenever somebody has like said, bro, like all these influencers, they're buying this coin and they're all going to tweet it out, man. Like it's going to be sick. It always ends up being a complete dud. It's a waste of time. Because like everyone's telling their friends, bro, this coin, the influencers are buying and they're going to, like it spreads. It's like the game of telephone. Before you know it, 10,000 people around the world, they're telling their best friend, bro, this coin, man, these influencers are buying it, bro. They're going to tweet about it. Like it's just, it never usually works out. Sometimes it does. You get what I'm trying to say, right? But anyways, let's look at this coin. I mean, it's a pretty healthy organic chart. It reminds me of the ticker Bitcoin chart in the early days, right? You had nothing, completely dead. The market cap was $3,000 from September until, wait, I'm on the, is that right? No, this is a weekly chart, no? October, November. Yeah, something is weird here. I'm sketched out because look, September, okay, October 2023. You go from October 15th to November 8th to January. So I don't know why there's weeks missing out of the chart. Anyways, probably no liquidity or something, or trading wasn't enabled. I have no idea. But anyways, you take off and you just have these kind of 3 waves, right? 1, 2, 3. So usually, and also there's higher lows. So this is being accumulated, all right? This is for sure being accumulated. And the higher lows gives that away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 higher lows in a row. Now, it is selling off pretty aggressively. Where is it going to sell off to? Well, it's right on your trend line now. So if this trend line is going to continue to hold, this could be a good entry level. What's the question though? Big people getting in, business on ETH. I mean, there's no question attached to your live chat, Johnny Ape. I do appreciate the $9.99 super chat. Business coin. So listen, let's keep it as simple as possible. 6 million. would be a level of interest to buy. 7.5 would be a level of interest to buy. All right, something like this. Again, if everyone is hearing that all these influencers are buying in, they're going to FOMO and then they're going to get dumped on, which means there's a good chance that price will make its way to at least like 7.5 to 6 million if you want an entry. And maybe you do get as low as like 2 million. Depends how much they sell. I mean, obviously the supply is being controlled here. So yeah, it depends how much they sell or other holders sell. But I would be looking sub 7.5 million for an entry if you wanted something on this. But, you know, best of luck. We got another one from Jonathan O'Sullivan. He says, can you look at EGIN? Also, how is BTC looking? BTC looks fine. Again, no key levels have been lost. If we lose $89,000, I'll worry. But this liquidation is nothing. Like, this is literally nothing. Bitcoin's still holding all market structure. Nothing to worry about. Now, EGIN. So, nice chart. I mean, this is a higher market cap. So, the accumulation, it is still valid, right? This is still like the structure we basically look for, the accumulation structure. And then typically it will start to really move. But, you know, this market cap is $1 billion. So it's not the same as, say, a market cap of 20 million, like a sleeper pick and accumulation that can go 15x in a week. This is different. All right. So ideally, if you guys are going to ask me about coins and accumulation, they're going to be like sub 100 million market cap or something. Mid cap, small caps are the best opportunity when you see this accumulation. Anyways. So you're basically rejected from the wick, the wick or the wick high of the listing candle on the 30th of September. Sold off, immediately bought back up. This chart is bullish to me. Immediately bought back up. So at this point, what you want to look for again, you know, maybe you retest the bottom and then go up. Okay, so maybe you'll see it retest 380, 375. But this is a strong chart and the dip was immediately bought up. So good relative strength. It looks good. And let's just pull some extensions. So some targets for our breakout are going to be that's an odd number, $6.66.9. And then 950, basically 946 are some levels to target when it does break out into price discovery here. Hope that helps, Jonathan O'Sullivan. Let's see. Jace on deck says, I have a big trade on render. Liquidation $6.37. Is that enough of a cushion? Price prediction is bull run. All right. So render price prediction. Market cap is what? 4 billion now, 4.6 billion. This has the potential to go to a market cap of 40 to 50 billion, in my opinion. So, you know, I think it could potentially 10x from current price, which would be like an 80x from the bear market bottom at $1. So that's a pretty decent return. But anyways, conservative would be around a 20 billion market cap, and it's at 4.6 now. So I think it will be a very good performer for AI coins, stand out amongst the rest. So your liquidation price is at $6.37. We're going to put a line directly at $6.37. We're going to label this Jace on deck. Liquidation price. All right, so here we go. There you are down here. Coincidentally enough, Jace, I have an orange line already at 631, which is suspiciously close to 637. So if I have that level already on my chart, it's a key level. There's a lot of liquidity there. So it's not great that your liquidation price matches up with that level. It's not a good thing. All right, so you're not out of the danger zone. With that being said, it would take a lot more to see render push down, and it's also just the top. That's why I have that line there. It's the top of this the bear market accumulation, essentially the top of the range. And it did break out and retest over here in November, but that could have been it. Anyways, this is another 27% drop. You're definitely not like coast is clear with that liquidation price by any means. It can certainly get hit. Also, your daily 200 EMA is right at that level, as well as the quarterly open. There's too many key things at $6.30 for me to say you're good. Like, you don't have to worry about that getting hit. You are certainly, I don't want to scare you. I'm just being real with you. There's too much going on at 6:30 for me to say that's a safe liquidation. You probably will be all right. It just depends how nasty this is going to get. If Bitcoin does end up going down here to test the range low at 89K, that will get hit on render, right? And this wouldn't even be a breakdown on Bitcoin. It would literally just be a retest of the range low, not a breakdown. I'm not calling for a break of structure. I'm just saying if it goes and tests the range bottom, you'll probably get liquidated. You don't want to be in that situation. It's not like a strong position, right? Yeah, that's not a strong position, basically. Also, it depends on where your entry is, right? If you long the top, that's danger zone stuff. If you've been in from lower and you've been riding the swing long, it's different. So anyways, I don't think that's enough of a cushion, to be honest with you, Jace. You will probably be all right, probability-wise speaking. But if Bitcoin wants to go test 90 grand, I don't think you'll be all right, personally. Just being real with you. William Hayes, can we check out FET? Guys, I'm gonna have to cap it. These are gonna be the last few that I answer here. All right, FET. So retest of your quarterly open at $1.50. Breakout, retest. Really nothing too much to worry about here on FET. I mean, same thing with all of these coins. You're still above your daily 200 EMA. And if you are going to decline further, it probably sweeps these lows at $1.08 to $1, and that would be the worst of it. But there's a good chance that this was the worst of it. All right. So what you want to see now is reaccumulation again. Probably some of this sideways for a little bit. Maybe a retest of the wick low, sweep Monday low, test the top of the green zone. Maybe a little more consolidation, and then you probably start to go up. But yeah, FET looks good. Nothing to really worry about. And $1.50 is a level of interest for buying, as well as $1.08 to 94 cents. All right, so that's FET. Hope that helps, William Hayes. Ponky. Med. What do you think about Ponky? Still good. All right, so here's Ponky. And it's still following our schematic we have had on this chart from like August. So we're still following the schematic here. Then yeah, Ponky's still good. So again, it's just punishing. Ponky's is on leverage as well. So you got the liquidation flush out. It's just punishing all the late buyers. This is why you cannot get FOMO, because you're just going to get wrecked every time you buy shit when you're FOMOing. Like it's a foolproof example. Every time you FOMO, you usually do get wrecked. There's very few instances where you get away with it and come out on the other side successful. So anyways, every late buyer on Ponky is now negative. Buying after the breakout, if you would have bought an accumulation, you're still up multiples. Lesson in there. Buy when nobody else wants to. Is it still good? Yes, it is still good. All right. It would be bullish, to be honest with you, if it came back into the green accumulation zone, sub 36 cents. I think Ponky is a pretty good coin. So current price is not bad. Levels lower would be 36 cents if you see it. Okay, but still bullish on it, and I still think it does perform well. Just a leverage shakeout like everything else. And look at current price. Look on the left. Previous resistance, now acting as support. Probably the worst of it. Matthew Black, what's going on, Matthew Black? Let's talk crypto, what's up? Jordan Lamarche, Ski Mask Cat is going crazy, came in at 2 cents. What do you predict will be his next all-time high? Ski Mask Cat. So you got in at 2 cents. It's now at 4 cents. What will be the next all-time high? I mean, meme coin going parabolic right now. Following on the coattails of Ski Mask Dog, I would just use key levels. So you have 50 million. It already kind of hit 50 million market cap. Like, there's really nowhere to pull a fib to get levels on this chart. It's too new. And I don't recommend to buy it now because it hasn't really had a pullback. So yeah, 50 million, 100 million, you can put a line at 75 million. But if you, I don't suggest a FOMO into this green candle. What I would say is, so it did have a consolidation here. It went down 60%. Usually you will see these coins go down 80% at some point in time. An 80% drop would take it directly to the consolidation at a penny. 10 million market cap. All right, so it hit 50 million. Maybe it rallies to 75 or 100, but I definitely don't recommend to FOMO. I would wait for the 80% flush. And Mary77 says, check Sun token on Tron. So the Sun token. Nothing to worry about, Mary. Just a retest of your quarterly open here. Yeah, nothing to worry about on this. Again, maybe you fill the wick, but you're probably going to reaccumulate, and then ideally you resume the uptrend after a period of consolidation or reaccumulation. But I wouldn't say there's any reason to panic right now. And we got a super chat from Jordan Lamarche, another one. Thank you, Jordan. It says, goodbye for the Solana dip. So somebody asked me about Solana before earlier, and I said that $200 would be a nice level, and that would be a sweep of Monday's low, basically. So look out for that. But yeah, I mean, $217 is a lot better than $260. And pretty decent chance Solana does go north of 500. And, you know, this is a liquid coin where you can put in capital and you won't get hit by slippage or anything. You can use size. So, yeah, Solana right now, I mean, maybe you want a DCA, take some now, look for 200. Maybe you want to look for 184. But you know, go by these key levels. Buying this blood is not bad. It would be great to see it at 200, and it would be even better entry at $184. All right, lads. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up right now. If you're new here to Crypto Empire, you just found the channel, smash that subscribe button. Smash up that subscribe button and turn on all bell notifications. I go live often. I post videos often. Everyone's welcome here to the Crypto Empire community as long as you stay respectful and, you know, don't be a complete imbecile. I'd love to have you here at Crypto Empire. All right, so smash that subscribe button down below. You guys know what to do. Appreciate all of your support. Thanks for tuning in. This was the biggest live stream I've ever had. We had over 500 people here. Never had a live stream this big. So shout out to all you guys for being here. It does mean a lot. It's good to see the channel getting some more traction. Right, I've been here for basically 3.5 years, coming on 4 years, and it's good to see that we're continuously breaking into price discovery here with the channel in terms of views, subscribers, all of that. Right, I do all this for you guys, so thank you. I appreciate all of your support. Have a great rest of your night. I got a video coming out later on today about base, so be on the lookout for that. And stay blessed, stay up, stay well. Don't panic right now. There's really no reason to panic. No levels have been lost on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going to have a daily candle close below $89,000, I'll freak out, but there's no reason for that because it's not happening right now. All right, guys? So sleep well. Nobody should lose sleep over this dip, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.